What's up, world? Welcome back to the Currency Club. Today's special guest is Monique Turley, and she is in the beauty industry. So she is a long-term entrepreneur. But today we're going to talk about her being a licensed esthetician, an educator, a spa owner, a beauty school owner, and instructor, and so much more. So what's up, Monique?
Hey, girlfriend.
I'm so happy to have you here. I've admired you for a long time. So for so
Thank you
many
for inviting
reasons.
me, and vice versa. We admire
Yes.
your drive and your hustle and entrepreneurship in the corporate baddie realm as well.
Thank you. All of the things. Tell the world who you are. What do you want the world to know?
So I am Monique Turley. I own Lux Face and Body Med Spa and Luxmore Beauty Academy. Right now, those are the two things that I own and I'm loving and I'm all about.
Where are you located?
We're in Tampa, Florida.
Where are you from? Because that's our connection. We're from the same
I know,
city.
right? I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's where I was raised. I also kind of have roots in Chicago as well. Every summer, I will go with my grandparents to Chicago. So when people ask me where I'm from, it's like depending on the day, I'm going to say Chicago or I'm going to say Grand Rapids, but one of the two. But I've been in Florida for 24 years now.
So let's talk about your med spa first.
Yeah.
How long have you had the business? What do you specialize in? Is it just you? Do you have a team of people? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I've owned Lux Face and Body. We just became a med spa, so it's difficult for me, and I have to remember to say med spa because the transition from just regular spa to med spa it involves a couple hoops that you have to jump through to really call yourself a med spa. And we can talk about that later, but I've had my spa, whether it be med or not, since 2018, and I started in the back of a little wax. This woman was renting a room in the back of her wax salon, and I started there, grew really quickly. I found a little house that was zoned commercial. It had 2 rooms plus a little kitchen and waiting room, so 4 rooms total. And I got that place. It was not too far from like Lowry Park Zoo. And I grew out of that quickly. While I was there, I knew I needed to hire. I needed to like level up and hire somebody. So I did that. And that esthetician helped me, not help me find this, but helped me open the place where I am now. I am in Lux Face and Body Med Spa right now. This was a plastic surgeon's office before I took it over. He retired. So it was wonderful that like the rooms were already ready and it just needed to be updated. So I renovated and updated and I've been here since 2020. So 4 years here, 6, almost 7 years in the game as an esthetician.
Okay, you said a lot. You said we're going to talk about what separates you from being a traditional spa versus a med spa. So let's get into that.
First things first, before you become a med spa, you need to have a medical director. That means a doctor must oversee everything that you do. And that's generally the case when you're calling yourself a med spa. Also, you're offering more medical services. So you might have a medical weight loss program. You might have Botox and fillers or injections. You might have a laser hair removal. Devices and these treatments are only allowed when there's a medical director on staff. And so we recently got a medical director, Dr. Angie Pass, and she is over our med spa. And she almost is responsible for everything that goes right, but also everything that goes wrong here. We want to make sure that we always stay in compliance from a medical spa perspective. So I'm starting slowly here at my medical spa. We have a medical weight loss program. We have Botox and fillers. And also another thing is some of the skincare that you bring in to spa can only be purchased if you have a medical director in on staff. And so we just recently brought in Skin Better Science, which is a medical grade skincare line that is so beneficial. And we brought that on board. So we're starting with those baby steps in our next, so we just have laser. We have Aerolase laser, which is a YAG laser. It is for all skin types. It treats 36 different things, but we are doing rejuvenation with it, hair removal, discoloration, melasma. So that is where we started in the med spa realm. I plan to amp it up and bring in a nurse practitioner to do Botox fillers for the people that are interested in that. And we also want to get into hormone replacement therapy for people whose hormones are out of whack, and more medical treatments.
You sound very passionate about this. I love all of the services you offer and the way that you broke it down between kind of what separates a traditional spa from a med spa. So thank you for that. But let's rewind just a little bit. Tell me why you got started as an esthetician.
Yeah, so you know my story in entrepreneurship, where I used to have a photo booth company, and I had that company for, wow, I we started Shutter Booth in 2008. So I've had that company forever, and I was looking for a way to get out of it, and I had seen that my cousin had body contouring done in Atlanta, and I was like, that's something that I could do maybe part-time, just to ease my way out of the photo booth wedding industry world. And I found a class in Atlanta where the girl was training us to do body contouring. And after the class was over, maybe she mentioned it during the class, but I don't remember. After the class was over with, she was like, so are you going to be getting an esthetician's license, or are you going to be a massage therapist? Because you need one of the two to do body contouring. And I was like, you didn't tell me all that. So I quickly enrolled. Esthetician program in Florida is 4 months. The massage therapist program can be 10 months to a year. And I was just looking for a way to do body contouring. So of course I enrolled in the program that was the lesser of the time frames. And I absolutely fell in love with learning about skin, the anatomy of skin, and facials, and treating skin of color, especially because I was the only Black student in my class. And that's kind of what spawned me to level up in the services that I was going to be offering at Lux Face and Body.
Do you have any other trainings or certifications that are needed to be an esthetician?
Just under the umbrella of aesthetics. So the brands that you carry will make you go through their trainings, like to put chemical peels on faces, microneedling, dermaplaning. It'll make you do all that. Now, estheticians can get segue off into specialty areas. So you'll find people who are estheticians who only do lashes, and there's no separate license for it, but you do want a certification for that. So if you went to go do somebody's lashes, they probably only do lashes, or they only do waxing, or they only do like brows. Permanent makeup is another license that you would need, but I don't do any of that. But I kind of want to rewind back, because we talked about the medical side of what my spa does, but just the regular stuff that people come in for before I became a med spa: facials, body contouring, waxing, V-steam and vajacials, chemical peels, dermaplaning, microneedling, nano infusion, all of those things people are coming in for to get those services. And lashes, we have a lash artist, and massage therapy. So we're a full service med spa offering everything except nails and hair. So plus the medical stuff that we had just talked about a few minutes ago.
How many people are on your team? You offer a lot of services.
Yes. So I have 4 estheticians, a lash artist, 2 massage therapists, and not a full time, a part time instructor for our PM class for the Luxmore Beauty Academy.
Oh, yes. We're going to get into that very soon. And you have your medical director, right? The medical
Yes.
director
The
has to.
medical director, yes.
So you manage people as well? Or do people like rent a space from you? Like, how does that work?
No, I manage them. They're employed by Lux Face and Body. They're employees. So a lot of times you'll find that there'll be 1099, or there'll be contractors. So I have a couple different situations when it comes to a beauty industry realm. You can just come in, pay booth rent, have your room, and that's just your room. That's your own little mini business inside the business. Or you can come in and be a commission employee, where you might just make a percent commission on each service that you did. Technically and legally, you're supposed to also get an hourly, but a lot of people in spas will just play a flat commission. And who supplies the products, that could be determined at the time of employment. Or you are the actual business owner and you have employees working under you, where they're like W-2 employees, so they're hourly or salary or weekly, however that may be. And then they could have another structure under that where they're getting a little bit of a commission on retail sales and stuff like that. So all of the employees that I've just mentioned are hourly employees for Let's Face and Body.
All right. So talk to me about some of the skills a person needs. Number one, to be an esthetician because that's where you started.
So skills, you just obviously you need the license, and in Florida we have some of the lowest requirements, which is kind of sad. We have some of the lowest requirements to be an esthetician in terms of hours. It's only 220 statewide, but most schools you go to will be a 300-hour course or more. Whereas you have other states like Georgia where it's 1,000 hours. So Florida ranks really low when it comes to hours needed to be an esthetician. But the skills you need is to have a passion for working with the skin, understanding the skin, the anatomy of a skin, how it reacts, understanding what dry skin is versus combo versus oily, what products work, knowing your ingredients, what ingredients is going to work well. Because we can get so inundated with like buying because the packaging is pretty, or because somebody said, Jada or whoever, somebody popular, an Instagram baddie said it was good to use. But not knowing the ingredients. So learning that and then educating your clients on that is going to be key. Plus, you're going to need to have some really good customer service skills, because if you're not rebooking your clients or having a good rapport with them or just having a good relationship with them, you're not going to be successful.
Okay, so then let's talk about the business ownership side of things because you have this big team, everyone is an employee, you're running a med spa, you've been doing, this business for a few years now. What are some of those
Yeah.
skills a person needs to be the boss of a spa like this?
Yeah. So you know what? I thank corporate America. All that time I spent, I was a corporate baddie from 96 until 2007. So I spent a long time in the corporate, even a little bit after that, I had some little corporate jobs, but I was at the longest time frame, I was at HSBC for nearly 10 years. And I grew from there, from customer service to a research manager to a kind of a department supervisor per se, to training and development, to being an auditor. So all of those roles all individually taught me something different. In addition to just working in the corporate environment, you learn how to run a business. And I think that just having that baseline of, working with other people, learning how to communicate effectively, taking constructive criticism, even as a boss, giving a criticism back, setting back guidelines, having policies and procedures in place is so critical as a business owner, because employees will come in and run over you, take advantage of you, your business. And I think if you just have your policies, procedures, and the way that you do things every day documented and outlined, it will make your business run smooth, and it'll make it more successful.
All right, let's talk about some of the cost. Your salon looks beautiful. Your med spa looks beautiful. I watched the clips on Instagram. The decor is given what needs to be gave.
So if to be an esthetician, you can go into like a little salon suite and rent from there, and you can just have that, and that would be just fine if it was just you. We call those solo estheticians. And I did start out like that before I grew a team. So in order to run this business, I am needing to spend anywhere from ten to $20,000 per month to make it run effectively.
Okay, can you tell people what that includes? I imagine like leasing a space,
Leasing your space, your
website.
products, your labor, your miscellaneous stuff like the Amazon things that you're ordering on a daily basis. We serve our customers with champagne when they arrive, a complimentary glass of champagne when they arrive. So all of that needs to be factored into the budget. Your marketing expenses. Are you spending money on Facebook ads? Are you spending money on an SEO person? Your website, are you spending monthly for that? Internet, lights to be on, water to be ran. So all of that is probably purchased into that budget some kind of way.
Okay. So I want to keep talking about money. And I mentioned that you were an entrepreneur because yes, med spa owner, but she's so many other things. So on Monique's Instagram, she has a stand store, which is similar to me to like a link tree where you can,
Yeah.
link a bunch of websites. But on that stand store, she of course mentions her face and Body Med Spa. But then she
Yeah.
also talks about other things, right? So Amazon storefront, you have Shop My Outfits, you have reports to be an esthetician, you have virtual skincare consultations, you have so many things. So because this is a currency club, I want to give people ideas about how they can make money with the esthetician
Yeah,
business and beyond. Can you talk about some of
for
that?
sure. Yeah, I think that find something that you're passionate about and do it. I've been saying that I'm going to I love, love, love to travel. When I'm not here, I'm somewhere. And so I said I was going to get more. Veil, you'll see on there, was my first real splice at trying to get into the travel side of the business and find something you're passionate about and try and make money off of it. So I know that it stresses me out beyond measure to try to find stuff to do when I'm going to a certain place. And I'm a plug and play girly. Like, let me plug it up, turn the lights on, and I want to be able to start this business. And that's the same when it comes to traveling. I want to just be able to click a link and my whole itinerary is going to be there for me. And so I would go to these places and find out the best of the best, the creme de la creme of places that you absolutely must go to when you're in these different cities and going to these different places, that I would create a itinerary for people. And so it has been doing very well, the Veil itinerary. So something like that, even a Amazon storefront. If people are constantly complimenting you on the things that you are wearing or how you smell, then create a storefront and add those things to the storefront so that every time they ask you, you can not be the gatekeeper girly. You can be the girly that says, yes, girl, let me send you a link and you can grab these sunglasses. Where are the sunglasses that I came in at? I think so many people have asked me about these Amazon sunnies that I get so many compliments on them, and they're right in my Amazon storefront. I also get a lot of questions from other estheticians like, can you mentor me? Can you train me? Now, I don't have that developed yet, but in the meantime, thinking of ways in your own field to make money. In the meantime, I made a skin report. I just gave it away. I'd have to print another one, but it's something that estheticians can use to take the awkwardness out of selling retail, because retail should be 30% of your yearly profits. And if it's not, then you're selling yourself short. When your client walks out the door and you're telling them, well, just go to Walgreens and buy some CeraVe or something like that. You should not be telling your client that. They should be buying that retail right off of your shelf. Well, this esthetician report kind of gives the client a whole rundown of everything that you did during the service, what their skin type is, what future appointments they need. And then at the bottom, it says what retail products that you need to purchase, professional grade retail products you need to purchase to improve the things that you're concerned with your skin. So those are just some things that I have on my stand store to kind of delve into the more entrepreneurial world. And I think they've been pretty successful.
Okay, so I'm going to link all of that in the description box. I need y'all to check it out. Be inspired, purchase a product. The report she was just talking about is $9.99, available for virtual download. There's, an option to
Yep.
book a coaching and mentoring session. I know y'all are learning something. We are, 15, 20 minutes into the interview. I'm learning so much. So if you want to chat with Monique, book a session with her. So shameless plug for you, friend, because yeah, I appreciate
Thank
you for
you.
sharing your time and talents with us. I want to play a little game now just so that the people can learn more about you. You're such a likable person. But
Thank
they
you.
say you can tell a lot about a person based on what they spend a majority of their money on. So, what do
Oh
you spend most
Lord.
of your money on a monthly
Travel.
basis? Okay, that's what I thought you would say. I didn't want to guess, but what else?
Travel. Behind that perfume,
Okay, got it.
I'm
Thank you.
becoming a perfume snob. I was just in New York for the Banks concert, which was so fun. And I was literally there for 24 hours, but I was dying to try House of Beau fragrances. They have a new fragrance called Casablanca. And I am not a blind buy girly. I need to smell it. I need to sit it on my skin, see how it smells for 15, 20 minutes. How is the dry down? So I'm learning all about the top notes, middle notes. I'm a baby in the perfume area, but I can see myself really that being another area of entrepreneurship where I would be invited to fragrance events, because fragrance for me finishes an outfit. I know that they say makeup finishes an outfit, but to me, fragrance finishes an outfit, and it's You need to have one. You can't just say, I'm spraying on this one because Chanel #9 is my favorite or 5 is my favorite and I'm just spraying it. That might not match the mood, the time of day, the time of year. So knowing all of that is, I don't know, I love it. And I just love smelling good. I love when people compliment me that I'm smelling good. So anyway, saying all that to say, I did get a chance to stop at Bergdorf's and I smelled the House of Beau Casablanca, and I didn't like it. So I ended up going with a different one. I'm so happy that I got a chance to smell it. So fragrance is close behind traveling.
Can you offer the audience some tips on how to market their business? Beauty professionals or other?
Yeah, I mean, obviously social media, and this conversation is pretty common, I think, especially for entrepreneurs. Like, we are exhausted. Social media, it feels like a full-time job in and of itself. I'm behind the chair already thinking about, like, dang, when is the last time I posted on social media? So I feel like if you're feeling like that, then you should maybe use sites like Upwork or Fiverr to find somebody, or even locally, the social media girlies who are good at it, your nieces who might not mind coming in 1 or 2 days a week recording content for you and getting it uploaded, or just batch saving it so that you're not so stressed every day about posting. So social media is number one. Because if you're not posting, it's out of sight, out of mind. People are going to forget about you faster than you would think. Social media is number one, and that's all platforms. If you're going to create raw and post it on all the platforms so that you're not more engaged on one than you are on the other. And I'm learning that myself, that I'm just not starting to, from people finding us from TikTok, because we're starting to post there more. So get on all the platforms, and YouTube, putting your business out there on YouTube. SEO is another one. I'm pretty ranked high at the top when it comes to the med spa, not for the school because we didn't open at the same time, but I had to hire an SEO person who is going to be doing like backlinks, and they know all the things to get in your website and the blogs to write and everything, so that when people are searching on whatever platform they search for, that your business comes up higher. Yes, having Google reviews and your years in the business will help with that, but you need to make sure that you're looking at what is like high keywords. You don't want to, like, I would never put in something that is not a popular service for us. I would not ever give that keyword to my SEO person and pay money for it to be higher. So knowing what you want, what do you want people to come in for? For me right now, it's Aerolace, 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 Aerolace. So he is aerolacing it to death. So making sure that you're working and have a good relationship with your SEO person. Um, and Facebook ads as well. I think that you should spend a little bit of money. I think $250 is the minimum that you need to be spending monthly on Facebook ads, just to keep you at the top of the algorithm and get discovered by people who wouldn't have otherwise seen your business. And then also, I teach this and I told this in my class with my esthetician students, is to create an avatar, and the avatar is your ideal client, and you should know everything about that avatar possible. So how old are they? Where do they shop? Are they at Starbucks or are they going to Dunkin' Donuts? What kind of car do they drive? Where are they shopping for clothes? Are they a Aritzia girly, a Zara girly, or are they a Forever 21 girly? Where are they? What are their habits? Are they a Trader Joe's girly, a Whole Food girly? Are they in Publix or are they at Walmart? You need to know all of their habits, and then that'll teach you the ways that which you would market to them.
I love that you touched on that. Who is your target audience for Lux Face and Body Med Spa?
We attract a wide variety of clientele, mostly women, but we definitely cater to men, but mostly women is number one. And since I have estheticians in all age categories, I say that we definitely cater to all age category. I think that most of my clientele is around my age. So I would say in 40s or a little bit younger, maybe even some that are a little bit older. And then like my lead esthetician, Kaylee, she's 25. So her clientele is around that age. So all ages. But I would say we are definitely not a budget. Nobody is calling us asking how much it is. They're just calling to book it because they value the service, not the price, and they like the experience here. So we are our target client is probably someone that is shopping at Target, that does Pilates, that drives a luxury vehicle, that has a little bit more higher disposable income, and wants an elevated experience.
Speaking of elevated experience, what sets your spa apart from others?
Everything, like from the moment you walk in, the location, how it smells when you walk in, the decor, the way that you're going to be treated, the customer service, our expertise, and the money that we put into learning and growing every year so that we stay ahead and abreast of all of the wonderful treatments that can improve your skin or body, whatever you're concerned about. So I think from A to Z, it's going to be the entire experience being here at Lex Face and Body. You want to, people say that they never want to leave when they get here. The beds, the warmness of the beds, the plushness of the beds, the spa wraps that you're putting on. Like our spa wraps are nice and comfy. We're not, one of my friends was saying that she went to a place and the spa wrap had all like fuzzies all over it. And I was like, oh no. The brushes that we use on your face, the towels that we apply are going to be microfiber towels versus something that's a little rougher. So every aspect that you can think of is going to be a little bit more elevated at Lux Face and Body.
It's in the name, Lux. I love the attention to
I do
detail.
not love that name anymore. I wish I could change it, but I'm stuck with it because Lux is like so overused right now. Um, so if I could change it, I would. Perhaps I will in the future when I'm so busy that it won't make a difference. But right now, I'm stuck with it and I'll keep it. But if I could do it all over again, it definitely wouldn't be Lux. It would be something very unique and easy to spell.
Well, we need to talk about your beauty academy. You've given us lots of great
Yeah.
information about entrepreneurship in general, but then also being an esthetician and running a med spa. But let's shift a little bit to talk about Luxmore Beauty Academy. Why did you start this? How long has it been around? What do you do there?
Yes. So I started Luxmore Beauty Academy in 2022. I had welcomed my first class, or was it 2023? No, it was 2023, July so we've been a year. I started it because I would just hear over and over and over that beauty school taught me nothing. Now, I did go to a beauty school where I learned, and thanks to my instructor, I learned more than what other people said that they learned. But also that our beauty school teaches everything that you need to know to be a confident, capable esthetician, whether you want to be solo or work for a business. But we also specialize in treating and teaching you to treat skin of color, all skin, because it is different and it does take additional training and know-how. So in these 300 hours, we're going to pack in a punch. You're going to get the best education, the best flexible schedules, to be an esthetician and be at the top of your game by the time you graduate.
Do your students get the opportunity to work in your spa or observe or do anything in the
Actually,
spa?
yes. Why does this keep popping out? I wish I could hire every single student that came through Lux Face and Body, but I can't. So, whenever I do have a position available, if a student is graduating that I feel is would be a compliment to the business, then I would offer them the position. In my last graduating class, I did have that somebody. Her name is Anaya, and she is a part-time esthetician here at Lex Face and Body now.
Congrats, Anaya, if you are watching or listening. All
She
right.
will be.
So, with your academy, are there different programs and packages? Or is it just one program, or can people just pick specific things they want to learn about? Like, what does the setup look like for that academy?
Yeah. So I will say, opening that beauty school, that was the absolute hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. You can imagine, like, when you're getting ready to try to buy a house and the underwriter wants all these documents. Well, I feel like opening that school, my staff will tell you, like, there were some days I went home with a straight attitude or just tears in my eyes or crying because it was just every time that I went to go submit some type of documentation, it was always something coming back. So opening Luxmore Beauty Academy was very, very difficult. It was open, it was like closing on three homes at the same time. Now, when you open up the Beauty Academy, you can, I decided to start with aesthetics. Beauty academies often open and start with aesthetics, cosmetology, nails. I plan to grow. I am going to be opening the program to offer an advanced aesthetics program. Where it'll be 60 more hours of advanced training, and that'll take you through body contouring, microneedling, all of the advanced things, advanced chemical peels. So that'd be 60 hours in addition to the 300. But right now we just have this, it's called facial specialist. That's the license name. Right now, that is the program that we're offering. We'll be doing the advanced facial specialist program. Then we'll do massage therapy, and then we will get into nails. But Lux More Beauty Academy is just right next door to Lux Face and Body. And so that makes it super convenient because our students are able to come over and work in treatment rooms right over here. But the Beauty Academy itself is small, so I do want to grow, but I just have to wait until I find another space to be able to grow more into.
Thank you for that. You just touched on challenges because you said opening the academy was the most challenging thing you've ever done. What is some other behind the scenes things that happen?
Finding a medical director was tough. It took me about a year to find a good medical director. Sometimes they just, you have to pay your medical director. It's not free because they're putting their name, their reputation on the line for you. And these medical directors were trying to charge a crazy amount of money. And I was like, look, doctor, I just need a medical director for simple A, B, and C. I am not trying to do anything crazy where your reputation would be at stake. Namely, just I wanted to even just bring in a skincare line, and so I was able to find the medical director.
Okay, what advice would you give a person who wants to open up a med spa?
Don't just do it for the money. I know people say that all the time, but you cannot, because I'm still behind the chair, and I love being behind the chair, but um you need to wear so many different hats as a med spa owner, especially if you're doing a lot of these things like I'm doing myself. I manage my own website. I don't have somebody, a tech department to call. So thinking it would be easy and making sure that you're staying abreast on inventory, it's a lot. You have to be ready to go from working, if you're in the corporate realm, working 40 hours a week to working 80 hours a week. I would say
Mhm.
that because it's not going to be easy in the beginning.
What platform do you use for your website? I didn't know you maintained your own.
Squarespace, which I did just hire this guy that I found on Fiverr. I had posted about that a couple of weeks ago. Like, I used to did not have a lot of good luck with Fiverr, just hiring people. But this guy does not miss. He'd helped me with Luxmore Beauty Academy, where I don't know, because when you put in a lead, a request for information, it's supposed to talk to another system that we use. That's where we accept payments and everything. Those two systems are supposed to talk and to each other, and something wasn't happening correctly, and he went in and he fixed it in 2 seconds. That took me weeks to try and figure out. Anyway, he is now going to take my space. Squarespace is beautiful because it's a plug and play. I'm a plug and play girly. You can go in there, find a template you like, and then adapt it to fit your needs. But behind that, you have to pay every month for that. I've been paying for that template since I opened in 2020, or since I came here in 2020. Every month, I'm just paying for a template. So I want to move that. I guess it's also easy to go behind the scenes. Like, if I want to make a quick change, I can do that. Squarespace makes it that much easier. But he is going to move my entire, without having to redevelop, he's going to move that entire Squarespace to a WordPress platform, so I don't have to pay for it anymore monthly.
What is your
Okay.
favorite Black owned business?
Like online,
Anything. It could be a storefront
I like
location.
Hanifa.
Okay. What do they do?
It's a clothing brand, and
Okay.
it's Black owned, and she sells fire stuff.
Okay.
Hanifa, Hanifa.
Thank you. I've never heard of her. I will look her up. Okay, so you have a lot going on, but I
And Brown
imagine.
Girl Jane, it's a perfume.
Okay.
Sorry.
You good. You good. Get all your shout outs out if it's anything else that's
Yeah.
top of mind. So I was just starting to say, you seem very busy. You have a lot going on between the multiple businesses. But I imagine there are some times where you get a little stressed out too, a little sad, a little uninspired.
I don't feel like I get stressed. I definitely get tired.
Okay.
Or I'm exhausted, but I feel like if I do, then I'll just go somewhere, even if it's for a day. I'll go book myself a room at the Hard Rock, do a little staycation, get a massage, go get some really good food. Food definitely is helpful. Drink a glass of wine. But I feel like I handle stress well because I'm just a positive, optimistic person in general.
Okay, so if you're feeling a little tired or, not the positive, optimistic self that you normally are, what song or album instantly puts you in a good mood?
Nazir Jones, it was written. I listened to that whole album and I'm instantly in a good mood.
So you've accomplished a lot in life. What do you think is your greatest accomplishment as it relates to your businesses?
The spa, yeah, definitely growing the spa into from being in the back of a room to having a full service, two buildings. Spa has definitely been my greatest accomplishment. I'm very proud of it. It's the spa might not be my legacy, but the school will 1000% be my legacy, and it'll continue to run while I'm not here. I would love for the spa also to be able to run while I'm not here, but it's all about creating a legacy for your family. Like, what can you give them when you're no longer here? What will people remember you for? And I hope people remember me for being a kind-hearted person that's real. I am also somebody who is big on community over competition. I help other estheticians all the time. And people often ask me, like, why would you want to open up a beauty academy and now you're creating all this competition for yourself? Like, I cannot take what God, people can't take what God has for me, and I can't take what God has planned for other people. So I can only help you along in your path, but what's meant for you is going to be yours, and what's meant for me is going to be mine. So that's the way I like to see it.
Is there anything else you want the viewers and listeners to know about you or your businesses?
No, they know everything, that I am a perfume loving, traveling, busy business owner, and that I love my favorite album. They already know that. But I did just come from Banks concert. If you haven't listened to Banks, it's so sad. When I was saying I was going to the Banks concert and people was like, "Who is that? I've never heard of her." And she is such a wonderful artist. The favorite album of mine is the one that she did at this concert. It was her 10-year anniversary for Goddess. She did the whole Goddess album. And when I say you can listen to this whole album from beginning to end and not ever skip, you will absolutely love it. It is kind of she's a white girl, but she's super soulful. She's from Los Angeles. And the concert was absolutely amazing. It's a little not melodramatic, but it definitely, maybe she was going through something, but I just love the music so much. That whole album is just, it's beautifully sung, well written, beautifully produced. Love it so much. Go listen to Banks if you haven't.
I have not, adding it to my to-do list. I need you to tell the
Definitely.
viewers where they can find you. So plug your websites, socials, if you will.
Yeah. So for the website, it's luxfaceandbodystudio.com. The beauty academy is luxmorebeautyacademy.com. And then if you go just on my Instagram, my personal Instagram is the Lux Lady, LuxeLady. And then the business Instagram is Lux Face and Body, and that's across all platforms. And Luxmore Beauty Academy is just the name as well. But yeah, if you go on my personal Instagram, then there'll be a link to the stand store, and you can find all of those things. Where if you wanted to connect with me, I even have, like, say for instance, you didn't want to book a call with me because you're not an esthetician. You don't necessarily need to do that, but you have a question that's been burning your soul, then you can even just book a video chat with me where I can answer one question for you. So that's something that's out there. And I get about 5 of those a week, which is crazy. People have the most random questions.
Mhm. So I want to thank you for your time, energy, attention, and sharing your talents with the world. Before you go, though, can you please leave the viewers with an inspirational message?
I don't want to take the words from Nike, but the thing that I hear the most is people let fear stop them from doing it. And you cannot let fear restrain you, because you will just never know if what you had in mind would come to fruition. And that goes for opportunity that you want at work, that goes for a new business venture, that goes for a relationship that you might want to have with somebody. Just go out and do it. People they want things to be, my Virgos out there, my want things to be perfect. I gotta have business cards, I gotta have the right color, I gotta have my building, I gotta have all the products, I gotta have this and that before I can open up my business. No, you just need to go out there, open it, take clients. You might not be the best at everything, but just get out there and do it.
Just get started. Figure some things out
Just
as
get
you
started.
go.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, this was a great interview. Thank you once again. And for everybody watching and listening, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the club. And we will see y'all next
Thank
time.
you. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Whitney. This was amazing. I am so proud of you and everything that you're doing. You continue to elevate and you impress me so much.
Thank you, friend. I obviously know
Yes,
Monique
thank
outside of
you.
here. We're more than just
Yes.
Instagram friends. But thank you for that affirmation.
Yes,
I accept that. I receive that. All right, y'all.
absolutely. You deserve it.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
Always.